Your headset's not broken. There's just no background music this time around. So there's a little bit of explaining to do with this particular blade. I've actually had it sitting in a corner for the past 3 years now. What it took was a global pandemic for me to get back around to finishing it, apparently. Because of that, though, I am missing half of the footage for this video. I accidentally formatted my SD card and not realize I had not saved the contents of Z card. Oops. Not that it would have made a very good tutorial anyways, because of how convoluted this thing is. The cut sheet's a one-off. This whole thing, I literally sat on my desk for hours on end wondering how in the world do I assemble this thing, how do I get it all to float there. So there's no way I can really release a cut sheet confidently and have you guys follow along with that. So unfortunately, no tutorial for this one. Who am I kidding? This is probably the least looked forward part to this entire build. It's this whole shield boss thing. Sitting there scratching my head going, how in the world am I going to transfer this onto something I can cut out? But I guess enough racking my brain, and 9 hours later I got something that's somewhat workable. So let me show you what I've got. This is my original, rather, done as, let me get this out of the way, done as a kind of like a superimposed sort of thing with everything I want on it. And I take that, kind of rough it into shape, throw that onto a printer just to make a copy of it. And then from there, this is the copy, I start working in layers. So if I'm thinking the bottommost layer, what do I need to cut out, fill out, and shape and make myself another, like a guide onto a hardened piece of paper, then I use that to trace the final thing, which I'll cut out and attach to this. But basically you just need several copies of this and cut out what you need from it and work in layers. That's pretty much, I would say, the most time-consuming part. This is not the first time I've done something like this. I think the first time was CS:GO Karambit. apparently the cut sheet was apparently so convoluted nobody could figure out what in the world I was doing. So from this sheet, I will need... Can I get that out as one piece? Maybe. Maybe not. But the question is, do I want to get that out as one piece? Nah. Leave that on its own. So let's just start shading this in. I think this piece I'm just gonna chop out on its own like this. And that'll get me about close enough. I just gotta get a hardened sheet of paper out, cut some of that out, and then start building up layers and see where this goes. Oh man, my hands are sore. Went through, well, 3 blades, probably 4. I think I broke one more early on. Don't know where that went. But this is about halfway. I am not looking forward to doing the other half. It is 12:30 in the morning. I started this at 8. So for the most part, this is done. Might just set it aside, stare at it for a couple days. Might be something else I want to add to it. I did have to take some artistic licenses with this particular piece, so it's not screen accurate in any way. In fact, this is probably the most detailed and most unscreen accurate thing I've made ever. Well, maybe except for that one other sword, but besides that, this is most of everything that's on here. There are some of these that are stacked on top of each other, like these two. This one that's got a second piece on it. This one's got another piece on it that I didn't cut out here because I just drew it directly on it and cut one out. Didn't bother with one of these. It's easier, faster that way. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces right here, and there's like another 4 in this one. So there's a couple pieces that aren't here, but they're on this guy that I just didn't cut out because it was easier to not make another template for it. There were 2 pieces somewhere that I did not use. That'd be these guys. What had happened was on the drawing, I did not account for the curvature on this thing, so that actually ate up a little bit of space, and there was no space to put these 2 on. But really, after the fact, you really can't see them anyways, so no real losses there. As such, I'm probably not going to release the cut sheet for this thing because there was a lot of on-the-fly adjustments to it, and frankly, the cut sheet's just a reference, so none of that stuff is actually going to be usable except for this guy. So pretty much everything you see here is essentially a one-off. Trying to keep these from flying away somewhere, stick them in storage. If I ever need to build a second one of these, I might have one. Might have something for reference. Oh, yeah, one thing I forgot to mention was that all that was just half of what you actually needed. Everything needs to be mirrored. You know, I realized after the fact that I had a camera rolling. Had a camera rolling. Let's see. So, this is incredibly unstable. I thought the Buster Sword was really, really unstable as far as picking it up goes. That one you came and pick it up and hold the blade out, because then that just snaps it right at the handle. But this thing, blade's not a problem. This guy, this guy, this guy down here, that's what scares me. Literally hot glue and some thread, literally thread, is holding some of this part in place. I'm not even kidding you. Forever a wall hanger. I actually have to build a stand for it, because this will not survive being put on this boss and having this whole thing tilt over, because I'm afraid that will just rip the hot glue away from the support, because apparently I had used high gloss black and hot glue doesn't stick to high gloss paint. Something new.